With this video, we will be doing Easy Meal interview with Peter Rosenberg. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we're making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit that like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this, if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get this Easy Meal interview. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's real late. Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg. Brand new artist in the building. Brand new-ish. I guess first popped up on my radar. I don't know, maybe like a year ago now, but certainly someone that a lot of people are talking about because you are one of the very few to be directly signed to Marshall Mathers himself. His name is Easy Mill. Easy, what's popping, bro?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you been, man?
I've been doing good. A little tired, but it is what it is, you know.
Are you tired of telling your story? Because this is like sort of your initial promo run of going to see everybody.
And that's right, and I can understand why he's tired. He's been working. Ever since Easy Mill got signed, he's been working interview after interview after interview. He's on everything. He's here, he's there, performing. I can understand why he's tired.
Yeah, and with him getting, we've heard Pete Rosenberg's name several times in Eminem tracks.
Yeah.
And you also seen when he's on stage being, appreciated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this interview is one of them big ones for him.
Facts.
See what he does.
Have you gotten bored of telling the Easy Mill story yet?
I mean, I don't necessarily think so. It's more so just like today, like, you know, it's at the end of the day. It's the nighttime.
Right. Well, you got to tell us though, because it is interesting. You're born to a music active and loving and performing family from the Philippines. How did before we get to how you got to Eminem, what was your first introduction to hip hop? Because you have a style that I think people would hear you and assume that you were like from Detroit or New York or LA. How did you in the Philippines first get in love, like, essentially with hip hop?
Great question.
I would say when I was growing up in Olongapo City, Philippines, it was more so just like socially where I got introduced to hip hop. So it's always been like in a social structure, like, you know, for us in the Philippines. So for me, I got introduced to it by friends and sometimes my cousin too. And like that was the first instance I remember, because I remember having heard of some Tupac and like Snoop Dogg sometime like early, and then more Snoop Dogg in high school, and then I remember elementary, my cousin told me about Chris Brown, you know, so kind of like that range.
It's really cool to see, because he's basically saying, like, I heard around this time, but I was only exposed to so much.
Yeah.
And when you hear the people he's talking about just global superstars.
Yeah.
That's all you're hearing.
Yeah.
You're not hearing anything in between.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to take his take on how he sees hip hop from that perspective.
Yeah, I think that's how we, for the most part, well, at least me, I got introduced to hip hop in dosages, because my parents didn't listen to hip hop. So it wasn't really being played around my house. So on them Saturday mornings when people cleaning up, your mom cleaning up, it wasn't hip hop. It was more Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, Barry White, Temptations. It was like all in that genre. So I got introduced to my brothers just because my CD player was out, and I took a CD player and I put it on, and it was Mace Harlem World was a CD, which was a classic. Yeah. Then after that, my next CD was Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? And then it just started gradually. You know what I'm saying? I would call myself a late becomer into hip hop, but once I came to it, I expunged it all up. I
I feel the same way. Like my introduction to hip hop was a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing for PK. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was listening to like Curtis Mayfield and whatever. Okay. But then I got brought into like around that time with like Nas, and Method Man, and Wu-Tang, and it was just like, oh, I'm not putting that CD player down. So it's cool to see that this music has transcended to this point, and now he's giving us his take on it.
Facts.
You might see my age, like
I'm about to say. So how old are you exactly?
I'm 25.
25. Isn't it crazy? Like it's wild for me to even hear that like someone's initial hip hop origin story could involve Chris Brown is so crazy. But at the same time, it makes sense, especially because, you know, even if you think about the Chris Brown "Look at Me Now" record, like that's I'm sure that one was a big one, right?
That's so true.
Like that's a monster rap record, even though. So
everybody know that.
Were you always speaking English at home? Did it come naturally for you? What's the story with your English?
I mean, my English has always been broken, I would say. Cause just growing up with English and Tagalog at the same time, cause like always intermixed, but more so, definitely more Tagalog, cause I was like, you know, mostly growing up in the Philippines from start to 18.
Well, if you think your English is broken, if we switch this interview to my Tagalog, it'll be a different sort of conversation. But like, was it? Do your parents speak perfect English?
Great question. Ever since I was a child,
where did you get this from?
People said my family was cursed.
This guy Diesel.
Buff, yeah.
They try.
Do you speak better?
They try.
I would say just a little bit, man. Just a little bit.
that's a little bit. I'm always blown away though, and you know what? People like you are the reason. One of the many reasons Americans are so lazy and don't do anything, because other people in the rest of the world put in the effort to learn English, and then we just walk around everywhere like, oh wow, it's amazing. You go to the Philippines, you can just order whatever you want at the restaurant. It's amazing. But like, I'm always blown away by not only do you learn English to speak it, but you also rap incredibly well and fluently in English as well. Did you start out rapping in English, or did you start out rapping in Tagalog?
Man, I would.
That was a great question.
You're chasing back my memory, and okay, hold on. I would have to
put him on the spot. It's good.
Not only is it good that you put him on the spot, that means you're asking me questions other people haven't asked me, or they came up with the answer like that, because I already answered that same question like 20 times. You have me having to drag my memory mean no one never asked me this question, so I gotta go. Thanks.
You know what? I think this is a great interview already. I'm really like what you're saying there. He's really tapping into. Let me ask you some questions that you haven't been asked. This isn't.
That's what we was complaining about.
Yeah,
that's what we was complaining about.
And it's good. And to see him on the spot, because you're getting those answers that people really want.
Right.
Let's say, I even probably learned some Tagalog first, maybe. Because, like, with, like, the English, it was just in high school. And I would just rap along. I never knew what it meant. You know, like,
I just knew the words.
So, like, in terms of translations, if I see the music video, like, that would how it connect, like, you know.
I get what you're saying.
To me, I feel, from back then. But then again, I remember also loving some.
And that's how it be sometimes. And just to give you an example, it was like one time I was driving my friend. He was like, he was Mexican. We was coming from work. I was dropping him off at the house. And then something happened. I said a word in Spanish. And I was like, I don't even know what that word means, but I knew I was supposed to say it right there.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, you from me? I can't remember the word, but he told me what it meant. He was like, you was right. And I guess that's what he's saying. He just connected with the word. He didn't know the definition, but he knew that was the right words he was using.
Right. You just use placement of the things that are relative to make it make sense. And then you know. And then that's why it might sound a little broken, but it's still right along where it needs to be.
Facts.
My, like, local rappers, of course, like, you know.
Who are the big Filipino rappers?
I would say Glock 9, Looney, Francis M, Andrew E, you know.
You gotta say my boy Flo G. Flo G on fire right now.
It's a Glock 9, Looney, Francis G.
You gotta say Flo G.
You know, like, the sort, and that's, like, those are a few of the OGs that I've heard and just respected. And also along the ways, like, you know, like, I kind of gravitated to the more of the English rap sometimes, even though I didn't understand much of it. I don't know, it was like I think it was the abundance of music videos that, like, was present in, like, YouTube, like, at that time being. And, like, we were able to watch more of it in the Philippines. And I really gravitated to that because, like, I'm a real, like, nerd when you feel me, like, when it comes to the creation. So, like, I wanted to do some things with the music video. I wanted to edit. So I kind of, like, just gravitated to more of, like, you know, being able to see. Yeah.
All right, let's play a couple of songs off your most recent project, which dropped in August. What's the name of that project?
Duality Redux.
And that has your record with Eminem, Realist. We'll play that. Let's hit Podium too. The first joint out of the gate is dope. We're gonna play that as well. Easy Mill is in the building. When we get back, I'll play some music. We'll hear the story of how the Eminem part of it all came to be, because it's a pretty unique circumstance. Easy Mill is here. It's real late on Hot 97.
Easy Mill is
yes,
here. It's late.
Easy Mill is in the building. Real late Hot 97. I've also been told that you're trying to spit some hot flames tonight.
Okay,
I'm gonna see.
All right, we're gonna see how that works out. Well, we got beats on deck. Easy Mill signed to Shady. The way it's written out, when you like Google your name, the first thing that pops up is you're one of 3 to ever be directly signed to Eminem. Is that correct?
I didn't know that.
One of 3?
Is it 3 or 2? People say 50, just 50, but then I saw somewhere it said Stat Quo, and I didn't know if Stat Quo was.
Joe Ortiz.
Yeah, there you go. So it's Alvon Miller's here. He knows. He's been with Shady for a very long time. So yeah, Stat Quo and 50. So it's rarefied air. So I ran into.
So I guess the other people that was signed, they were signed to. What's Dr. Dre called? Aftermath and Shady Records. So I guess they was just signed to.
Was Shady Aftermath?
I could have swore D12 was on Shady Records, and
we gotta look into it.
We're gonna have to check into it.
That stat. I want to know who the other 2 are.
He said, I thought he said 50 Cent, and he said one other name. But I know 50 Cent was one of them.
To Paul Rosenberg recently, not to be confused with myself, and
I know we was tripping about that. It's like you his cousin.
I know. Believe me, I wish that would have made a lot of things easier for me.
No noise.
I would have definitely had an Eminem feature on my last album. I saw Paul recently at the West Side Gun album event and told him I was going to see you. And
Griselda.
And that's what I didn't understand. And then, like, it's like now that they saying that if he's like one of the few people that signed to Eminem, why was there not a video for The Realest? Why was Eminem not with him promoting that song, The Realest, performing it with him? All that. This is your first artist. He's new. You have a buzz. You could help blow. You know what a video for The Realest would have did for his career?
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. Like, why wasn't it more? Why is M not doing more?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Only he knows. But I definitely agree with you. Like, because we did have that conversation. I'm like, man, if he just had a moment.
He need more. To me, I feel like he need more of that he should be getting more push from that situation.
Yeah, I feel like that's what he's trying to do now.
Yeah.
Mr. Griselda, right. And I said I'm gonna see Easy Mill next week, and I said, what's the deal? You know, I said, is he through you or Marshall? He was like, nah, he came from Marshall. This is Marshall's thing. So hearing it from, you know, the horse's mouth in Paul Rosenberg, I was like, oh wow, this is, because I had a hunch when I heard you rap and saw you, I was like, this seems like something Marshall himself would have gravitated towards. So how did that?
That's crazy coming from you, man. I don't know. It's just weird. You have like the same last name as his.
I got the same last name.
But by the way, we're only friends. I swear. There's no built-in Illuminati. Though we did make that joke a lot of times.
I know.
But like,
y'all probably got mad money for that.
I mean, he does certainly.
Oh word.
Listen. I have to deal with the fact that everybody thinks I'm him, and he's Eminem's manager and has been rich for a very long time. He has to deal with the fact that I might say something crazy on the radio, and people are like, "Yo, man, I heard you bugging." He's like, "I don't have a radio show."
Right.
He does have a radio station on Sirius, but he doesn't have a radio show.
That's a big difference between the show and the station.
Right. I'm glad he cleared it up because, like,
you thought it was him.
For a moment, like in time. I would just connect because of the last name. Yeah,
and that was he was saying how people keep running into that problem. The same problem he ran into, which is crazy.
That was definitely a good clear up.
Yeah, facts.
I've heard that.
So you know he had that problem.
So how did it happen? How did you first interact with Eminem in any way?
The first interaction with him.
First interaction.
Man, that was we was at Dre's studio.
How did we get to Dre's studio though first? I guess we got to go a step back then. I didn't know if it was going to be something else. Let's take it a step back. The first step on the road to you being in Dre's studio and having a situation with Eminem.
His manager got a phone call.
So you know what's crazy is it was just like a regular day. my girl just went to work, and I was working on some beats at home, and I was like, man, like this was like on some real.
I like his girl already. Most girls in that situation. You're a popular rapper. I'm gonna live off of you. I don't plan on working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're the job. You know what I'm saying? But he was on his way up, and she said, "I'm gonna help hold things down until we get to where we need to get to."
And understanding the demand and the grind.
Yeah, that's why you keep her around. You're not with me for my money. You with me for the grind and to help me build. It's a difference.
Working on some beats at home, and I was like, man, like this was like on some real drill type. Like it was just gonna be by my lonely, like you feel me. So, and what happened was, my girl overlooked an email, you know. From
she overlooked the email.
Paul Rosenberg.
Wow.
Your cuz.
My cuz, exactly.
Overlooked the email from your cousin, and was like,
"Yeah, cousin.
Yeah, this is not Paul. This is not Paul. This is you."
No, it wasn't. It was Paul.
She said, "This is you."
Yeah, so she thought it was Cap, and like when she got while she was at work, our people from Virgin kind of gave the nuts like, "Hey, yo, this is actually real shit."
So you had already had like an indie deal through. You had a distribution deal through Virgin or something like that already.
Yeah.
That you had just gotten on your own from grinding, building your own thing.
So.
So then you get a message from Paul Rosenberg who says what? When you go back and realize it's real.
Because it was like mad, like simple, like the homie, like, you know, like emailed something. It's like, "Hey, yo, can we get in contact of Easy Mill?" Like so casual, and she didn't expect, because usually it would be like the big one, look really formal.
Right.
Like what we got used to. Like, okay, so this doing with money. And this kind of like
right, I get what you're saying. You developed your own.
The people with money, well, people without money send us better emails than people with money, so I can see why it didn't line up.
Yeah, because he's like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's all formal and stuff, and all right, we trying to work. And he's like, "Nah, bro, hit me at this time. This is boom."
Yo, Easy Mill.
That's the bag.
Give me a call back. It was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
One sort of stereotypes of what the emails look like.
Check that out.
And then they got hit. It was so casual.
Yeah. Now they said Virgin. He said Virgin.
She got the call, and then when she got home, and I was like,
it was real.
She told me, Cap. Yeah, bullshit.
You just didn't believe it at first.
Nah.
And so then
I really freaked out, bro. Like, cause it's like you're kidding me. The dude I copy. Like, you know what I mean?
I respect your honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Eminem, for God's sake. So what? So did he say in the email like, "Yo, Eminem's a fan," or was he just like, "Hey, can we talk"?
No. What did he say?
What did he say? What? That wifey?
No, what did it say on the email again? Hey.
He got wifey with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm in New York City. Show you a night on the town.
Hey,
Let's go.
He already just told you in the interview. She held me down while I was making my beats that got me here. So he's like, "Yeah, wifey, you right there."
That's always the best when you get a female before you actually get on, because after you get on, you feel like every female's with you just because you on. So you don't look at it the same as somebody that came up from the bottom with you.
Yeah, assets and liability.
Facts.
Guns and butter.
That part.
Just how can we get in contact?
How can we get in contact with Easy Mill? Shady Records, Aftermath, Goliath.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then in person he told you, like when you talked, he was like,
no, it was them. Had to give us a nudge to tell us it was real serious.
Okay.
And then I freaked the fuck out.
Okay. Then I freaked
okay.
Yeah.
And then at some point, when did it lead to like real conversation? Was your first conversation with Paul or with Eminem or both?
With the with our team, it was like my girl, and then with Tracy and them, starting with them out, and then we went to LA to Dre's studio.
And now we're in Dre's studio.
Yeah.
And you are yet to meet Eminem.
Yeah, yet to meet Eminem. So like what happened, like it was kind of like this, right? So let's say this is a lobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I come through there. First it was just my mom and my girl walking through that, like, you know, step, right? And then Dre was sitting right there.
Wow.
And then I walk.
That's already bugged out. Just Dre sitting right there is already bugged out.
It was like the lobby, and like let's say there was a door here leading to inside the studio. This is like underground of his like. And then what happened was, like he stood up, bro. He stood up, and there was like this. Hey, superstar. Well, like, bro, I want the fucking fate. I want the fucking fate,
Dre all diesel now. What's up, superstar?
Like, are you kidding me? You can't be saying that shit to me, yo. But bro, I can't believe how I stood my ground to.
You kept it cool though.
Yeah, I kept it cool.
You were like, yeah,
bro.
What's up, Dre?
It's normal. I
didn't say. I reverted back to when I was in the Air Force, bro. Like, yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you.
Return back to the Air Force. Lackland.
As you should. That's the doctor.
Yeah, bro. And then after that, like, we walked a little bit like this, and then from the door, like the door was open, like inside the studio, right? And then M was right there, like sitting on the couch, like at the edge of the. As you see, like on my picture, right on my IG. Like on that couch, exact couch where he was like sitting right there, and I saw a glimpse of him. Round 2, bing, like damn,
bing, round 2.
And I was
love his
still standing. And then we were just kind of getting preceded by they people to go into the studio, right? And then when I walked in, he was like Ezekiel, you know, like that's what I've been saying. And then he was like. Man,
so it was clear that he knew
the last 20 years. Where have you been for the last 20 years? And I was like, I just wanted to ask him this question this whole time. Why haven't you been to the Philippines? Like, and I straight like, bro, I looked at him, then looked like this, and looked back because I wanted to just re-snap myself, snap back to reality. Yeah, haven't you been to the Philippines, man? And he was like,
I never been there.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. So it was clear from him saying Ezekiel from the second he saw you, like he knows you.
Like okay, so here's what happened. Like when we was in the studio, right, he was telling me that he kind of found us through the Up Down music video. Out right now. If y'all Up Down music video out right now, and he found me through there. And 3 days after like he found the Up Down music video, that's when like he told his people to
reach out.
Contact.
And then how long was it between then and signing the deal with him?
2 months.
Takes time for the paperwork.
Of conversations and getting to know each other.
Lawyers, paperwork back and forth between lawyers.
Yeah.
And now he's like,
put this language in there, take that language out. Can we negotiate on this?
That's why it's ironclad.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, like, can you sit here and say like Eminem is a friend?
Hey, Eminem's the OG.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Eminem's the OG for real.
Does it put any sort of challenging expectation on you that's just built in by having his name near you?
Yeah. What, like, with just his influence throughout, like, you know, music in general, I feel not even just in rap, like just him and like, you know, being with his family, you know, like I find great like inspiration from people who can, like, you know, still do what they're able to do and help out with, like, you know, family. That's yeah.
And that makes sense because we was reacting to something on Eminem, and they said Eminem changed his schedule. Or I read in the comment section, I'm not sure, but they said Eminem changed his schedule because remember we did the song with his daughter. That's what they said.
Okay.
She's like, "Daddy, please don't leave, please don't go." She put the box in front of the door, and they said because of that, Eminem started doing his schedule like a schedule. Like if this song not done by 8:00, I'm out regardless. I went with my family because he had to do that. Even I told you that. I'm like, yo, we gonna start doing 8:00 cutoff time. When I heard Eminem doing that, because you could just work all night. You just work all night, and you know what I'm saying. You losing out on family time, girlfriend time, all that type of stuff. So you gotta find, like you said, a nice balance.
Him being a family man.
Right. It's an amazing situation and incredibly interesting. I'm excited to watch how it plays out. What's next for you? Because you dropped a project in August. So do you have a plan in the months moving forward?
So possibly.
Great question.
Hopefully music videos and sort. and some new music definitely.
So it's right now it's just building the Easy Mill brand, getting people in America to know who you are. How poppin' is it in the Philippines for you right now?
Oh man, bro, like I can't walk regular.
How quick would people in America would have knew who he was if Eminem would have did the realest video with him?
Instantaneous.
So I keep saying there should have been a video for that.
Nanosecond.
Wow.
I don't understand.
How long has it been like that?
That's the question you should have asked him. Why are you and Eminem do a video for really shit?
Right. Where's the MV?
That video came out months ago.
Ever since Panalo.
Which is how long ago now?
2 years.
So it's been on and popping in the Philippines for 2 years.
I would have did it like this, right? If Eminem, for whatever reason, didn't want to do the video, I would have went and found that guy. Remember the Eminem video we reacted to, and he was a fake Eminem.
The fake Eminem.
I would have went and got
Sandlot.
I would have went and got that guy.
Yeah.
Yo, is it okay if I use him? Because we need to get this out there.
We need this out there
Facts.
ASAP.
And how often are you there versus here?
I'm here most of the time now because, well, it's just been only recently where, like, you know, my situation, like, you know, I grew up in the Philippines and then I just came to work here and it's just crazy.
Well, listen, you said you wanted to show these people what time it was and drop some bars to the city, no?
Hell yeah.
All right, so we're going to do that next. Easy Mill is in the building. It's real late on Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg.
Okay.
It's TRE-TV. Let's get it.
Lamar Wilson here, representing Ghetto Action News Network _, all lowercases.
No spaces.
You can find us on Facebook. Hit the like button. Make sure you follow. I'm gonna get right into this. Easy Mill, Eminem's newest artist, talking about how he met. I like this interview by Rosenberg. I found out a couple different things. I found out this isn't the same Rosenberg that I thought it was.
Facts.
And apparently I'm not the only person who ever thought that. That was a cool clear up. He touched on some things that was interesting. I like his line of questioning.
Right.
Because he wasn't just doing the same mundane questioning, hearing the same answers. And we spoke on it while we were watching an interview. There were moments where Easy had to be like, hold on.
Let me think about that.
Let me think about that. He even asked what seemed to be his mom or his lady in the side. But, you know what I mean? I thought that was cool. And I think this was a fun watch. What do you think about this?
I think it was definitely a fun watch. Definitely learned a couple of things about Easy Mill while he's out still on his media tour. One thing I like for sure that he got his girl with him. Even when he met Dr. Dre and Eminem, he said his mom and his girl was with him. So you could tell that's a big center of his team, and that's the people you want to have around you, that people that don't just want to be around you because you got motion and stuff going on, that people that generally love you and was there for you when you didn't have no motion or little motion at the time, which I thought that was dope. And I like the way he answers questions. He's real good at his interviews. His personality just shows in an interview, and he got a dope personality. He's not dry to watch. He's not boring. You really be waiting for him to answer the questions because he's entertaining just in the way he answers his questions. He know how to talk. He's well media trained. I like to see the growth of Easy Mill. I can't wait until we get into our next Easy Mill video. But until then, it's your boy TRE-TV, and I'm out.